What's going on, Exiles? Smash Mode here with a little over 100 Tier 5 items. I farmed the majority of these using quantity and quality tablets on bosses. Hoping for the best. Here are a few that have turned out pretty well in my opinion. Would like to try Cold Magic in the future. Beastly Shield. This would have been great for my Totem Titan. Unfortunately, he passed away at level 93. That one hurt. And pretty good energy shield. Hoping for the best on these. Let's get it. Nothing too special. I have not used spears yet. This seems decent. I know lightning is big for spears. 94%. What's the tier on that? Decent. That seems like a very solid roll. Not bad. Not bad physical damage. I have seen this roll though as high as 500, so not the worst, not the best. A lot of elemental. I love these. Area of effect attack. So far, not so good in my opinion. Unfortunately, I did not know that much. I mean, maybe right there. Alright, keeping it going. This is what I've seen roll over 500 damage. Decent. That's definitely decent. Wow. Look at that lightning roll. If we could lock in either the physical or the lightning roll on that, and 111% increased elemental damage, that has potential. I would dream of one of these bows being a replacement for mine. Alright, last one. Come on, tier 5. I mean, yeah, the physical damage roll is good, but the odds of... Let me show you real quick, fam, what I'm working with. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat this. I've spent over 500 Chaos Orbs re-rolling the bow and the gloves. Oh well. I had high hopes for those bows. I mean, that seems pretty good. Wow. That lightning roll has some serious potential. Imagine getting that up to 14 to 256. Jesus. Pretty weak. Here we go, quivers. I'm gonna just go down the line on the quivers. I have high hopes for this quiver, but yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not horrible. Decent, and please, fingers are crossed on this one. Yeah, that's not gonna work out. Oh well. Keeping it going. Wow. Jesus. Obviously, you would need the last roll to be plus the spells, but that is crazy. Damage for dice. Wow. There it is again. Top roll. Close to top roll. The range on it is a bit better. Low on the 2 to 214. You would hope for closer to 12 on that. It's got to be one of the worst rolls I've ever seen. Some of these tier 5s are sad. Some of them they're beautiful, but we're just going to go down the line on scepters. I have high hopes for scepters as well. I think these can roll up to +5 for minions. That seems decent. Ah, unfortunate. No plus to minions. Shields. Not bad. Not great. It's a pretty good block chance, 64. That life roll. Tier 5, 30% movement speed. Some resist. I had, obviously, really high hopes for those boots. I think if Tier 5 boots drop, and they're going to drop with movement speed, they really should be 35%. It should not ever be 30%, in my personal opinion. I mean, some of these Tier 5s have been impressive. This is good. But there should be a little bit more, like 25%. Come on, fam. The resists are good. 37, 40. That is really good. Plus a reduced chill. Incredible. And the potential rolls up top, you know, those are going to be HP, energy shield, things of that nature. But the movement speed should never be 25. Come on. Good. Just would need movement speed to roll on those. Another 30%. 25. Decent. These, aside from the reduce attribute, these could be, I mean, they're pretty good. They're not great, actually. So we are also working with the tier 9. And okay. A bit underwhelmed so far. Let me know in the comments below if you have seen an item that you would consider really something special. I mean, that is good. That's pretty good. And it still has 2 more rolls available. This is probably the best one so far. I do think for tier 5, they need to tighten it up a bit. These, when a tier 5 drops, you should be more than excited. This is the pinnacle of what things can be. And honestly, the majority of these items have not been not even close to the pinnacle of what things can be. I'm rocking better, and none of my gear is above tier 3. So, I do hope that gets fixed. We're going to roll this one out, though. Where is it? That has some potential. Wow. As I was talking mess, that is beautiful. With the chaos resist, we'll roll that one out, too. Wow. 738 on the evasion. That is crazy. Corrupted. Unfortunately, we cannot lock any of this in. Those are some decent rolls. Alright, moving on. Nothing but helmets. That's decent. Decent roll, especially if you're looking for rarity. That is not too bad. Nothing special. Not too good. I mean, that belt has some potential. Thorns is not a roll we would want, but yeah, not bad. Not a bad base on that belt. Alright, I have, keep saying this over and over again, I have high hopes for both of these right here. Yeah, I mean, that energy shield roll is incredible. Pretty good. Unfortunately, I accidentally clicked the wrong button. Unfortunately, life it ruins an item like that, but all in all, some very high rolls on that one. Tier 13 life roll. Yeah, evasion, energy shield. This was a lower base to begin with, but had potential. Yeah, these were the two that I had high hopes for, but those are not going to work out, unfortunately. Alright, last two items. The belt. Come on, belt. Well, fam, I don't know if I would farm these again. It just, I mean, maybe I was unlucky. Let's roll out those two items. But I really thought this would go better. And that's the wrong item. Pretty good. Pretty good for evasion and energy shield. The dex roll is a bit low, but fully buffed. I could see this reaching, if you have a good Val, I could see this reaching 600, 650 evasion, 250 energy shield, good resist. Yeah, that dex is what's bringing it down. That could have been anything. But what else was I interested in? 738. That is beastly. Okay. So clearly when you add rolls, they do not roll tier 5 as well. That 9 int is just, that's sad. A little bit of mana. I mean, it had an incredible base. I do believe that this, with it potentially the mana evasion roll, even now it could reach well over 1,000 evasion. But if the last roll had been more connected to evasion instead of mana, this would have been a monster. Well, fam, I thank you all for watching. Next videos are going to revolve around building a bow titan. I'm switching. It's SSF. I'm pretty much done with SSF. We're going to have a level 100 SSF bow titan. It will be the first and last level 100 SSF. It's been a rough go. For those who didn't see my previous video, this used to be 83k. And many chaos orbs later, 500, maybe even 600. It's between 5 and 600 chaos orbs later. Our damage has gone down quite a bit, all the way down to 52k, and I was afraid to use more. With those chaos orbs at a certain point, it was in the 40s, so I guess this is where we end. 52k on the SSF, level 100, and we will go through beginner's guides on how to build a bow titan, and on Trade League, hopefully enough players are playing on hardcore Trade League where I can show you what it is capable of. Have a great day. See you soon.